Ooh, that one really kicks. We have our scene for the... Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is my house. I'm Mason Frenesi, last name redacted. This is not Hot Ones. It's the show with hot questions and even hotter wings. Today we're joined by Morgan Lynxstorm52, last name redacted. He's a celebrated Twitch streamer raising money for XRF charity, avid gamer, and new father. We also have Misha Squishka, last name redacted, joining us in the studio. Morgan and Misha, welcome to the show. Morgan, before we get started, can you please give us a little context about what brings us all together here today?
Yeah, definitely. So I stream for Extra Life, which is raising money for children's hospitals. I raise money for Seattle children specifically, and this year, as an incentive to drive donations, I had a list of things as rewards that people could choose, and our lovely Squishka, one of the longtime members of the channel and donors, chose this as his reward. Said, you know what I want is I want two of my friends to do the Hot Ones challenge in the name of kids' charity. So I guess this is for all the kids back at home because of that guy.
Because of me.
Because of Squishka. Thank you for bringing us together, Squishka. Let's get started. So I think let's take the first bite and get into the first question. So,
Is that a hot sauce?
nice little bit of flavor there. So Morgan, you like spicy food challenges. This isn't your first rodeo. What were your proudest and least proud spicy food challenge moments?
That's where we're starting. Oh God. Okay. My least proud moment was definitely on the band trip to the Holiday Bowl. I don't remember the name of the restaurant. It was some combined challenge with hot wings and a pizza that was covered with jalapenos. I ate all the wings, a couple minutes. That was easy. Started eating the pizza, about halfway threw up. Tried to finish the good fight afterwards, which was horrific, all the people dining with me that day. And then decided that for everyone's sake and my self-respect, which was dwindling at that point, I figured I would pull out.
So what was it about the pizza that really got you?
I think it was a lot of canned jalapenos. It wasn't the spice. It was like a really corrosive, metallic, unpleasant taste that just kind of accumulated over the course of it. It was not great. That was my most shameful moment, hands down. My proudest moments, there are two that come to mind. One was in middle school, and I had a friend named Melkorka who showed up at my locker on my birthday and said, if you can eat this habanero pepper, then I'll give you $10. And I did it. And it was a hot pepper. That was one. The second one was also a band trip during the decathlon. It wasn't really a spicy food challenge at a restaurant, but during the decathlon, it's a 10-stage eating competition that we held on the band bus between different sections of the marching band. One of the events was a bottle of Tapatio, and I downed it in one go and put our team in a sizable lead.
So how did the other team manage that hot sauce? You downed it in one go. How did they manage it?
They pecked at it. They pecked at it over the course of the whole decathlon, the whole eating event, and it was ineffective, to say the least.
Excellent. And I'll note that there's another challenge that I know that you happen to have succeeded at in the past. And what was that one?
The 777? Yeah, that's the Wing Dome challenge. That's a really fun one. That one, it used to just be one level 7 wing. They have like the alarms at Wing Dome for 1 through 7, and it used to be you just do one, and then you get it used to just be Polaroids. They would just take a Polaroid of you and your face is covered in sauce, and they'd staple that sucker to the wall. So I did the one-off a couple of times, but the 777 one is the one that I think survives to this day, and it's 7 of those wings in 7 minutes. And they actually have like a bunch of rules around, like you have to clean the wing, and you can't use, like, I think for the 7 minutes, like you can't have like milk and water and stuff. Like you just have to sit there and suffer. And I did that one, proudly got a shirt. used the shirt for painting a house, and it's long gone. But I'm very proud of it.
Nice. Well, congrats.
Yeah.
So I want to move on to our next question. So let's get in on this second wing here. A little more on the tongue.
Sweet mustard, lemon pepper. Okay.
A little more on the tongue than the first one, but
This is a
pretty
hot
good flavor.
sauce.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, you as you kind of gave in the intro, you stream on Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
What do you find most rewarding and most challenging about streaming on Twitch?
I think most rewarding is adding a level of interaction on top of the video game. Suddenly viewers can have input on choices you should make in games or things that you should do. And having sort of like a rapport while you're gaming, at least for me, like I find it really rewarding. It's sort of nostalgic for like older days of gaming where you have a couple buddies over after school, you fire up the TV and you're like sitting on the couch. And I've always loved that element of gaming, and I feel like streaming is sort of like a modern workaround to try and replicate that in a passable way.
Yeah.
So that's something I really appreciate about streaming. The downsides, I mean, it's very subject to social media, right? Like to get ahead, to get views and clicks and follows, like you have to be out there and kind of boorish and outspoken, and you know, sometimes the things that drive clicks and drive attention are not really genuine or positive or conducive to an actual like nice relaxed time.
Right.
And so I feel like there was a time where I really wanted to get more into serious streaming, and I was leaning a little bit into that. Yeah, I'm happy just doing my thing.
Yeah.
It's just a hobby.
That's great.
Yeah. Okay, not that bad.
Yeah, it's pretty tasty. Yeah. So, obviously, other contexts other than streaming is gaming. So, you know, what video game from your childhood stands out as the one that really got you into gaming? When you look back, and is there some moment that stands out? Is there some game that stands out where you said, okay, from that moment forward, this was a hobby of mine that stuck?
Ooh, wow. I think it's my dad had an Atari 2600, I think it was, with like the actual 3.5-inch floppy disks and the cartridges. And there were a bunch of games that you could play on it. One was called Mule, which was a very old like 8-bit style game. But I think the one that really sold me on gaming was called Curse. It was an 8-bit game, and you're like running around all these different biomes and like, you know, collecting keys and opening doors. This is a platformer for the Atari. That was the OG. The game that got me into FPSs, which is a lot of what I play now, is James Bond 007 Agent Under Fire for the GameCube, actually.
So you know where my gamer tag comes from.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, for Nessie, the gamer tag, the sawed-off shotgun from that game, literally. Which I don't know if we've actually played that game together.
No, but I've had a lot of hours in that one too.
Yeah, that was a classic. And then the game that got me into online gaming, and it was one of my favorite games of all time, is Halo 2. Halo 2 multiplayer,
Classic.
like, yeah, Xbox Live took off. Yeah, that was...
So, you know, so when you play a lot of SPS, it's like what are your favorites today? And then also in those games, what are your favorite, you know, kits? Like, I don't want to say loadouts because I know you play a lot of, you know, kind of found weapons kind of things. But what's the kit where, you know, when you get it, you're ready to go for the gold, and then when you die with it, you're kind of left feeling what could have been.
Yeah. So the main FPSs that I play now are PUBG, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, and Escape from Tarkov. Those are probably the two biggest ones. I'm pretty not discriminate, like in terms of like liking FPS games, so I'm happy to play, you know, COD or Overwatch or anything somebody wants to play. But Escape from Tarkov and PUBG are the two big ones. The kits that I like to go for in those games, it actually is different for each game. PUBG, it's bolt-action sniper rifles.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you get that AWM out of care package or a Lynx, what is it, anti-material rifle. The big, cool sniper rifles with very limited rounds. That's exciting.
Yeah.
And if you die with one of those, you haven't shot around, it's tragic. Tarkov, I actually like more like DMRs or scoped rifles. Tarkov is way less forgiving on the gunplay. So not having to every single time I want to shoot again, I need semi-auto.
Yeah. So like beyond FPSs, what are your kind of favorite genres today?
Today, so today it's definitely roguelite. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, those games, the ones where you die and you got to restart again.
Yeah.
But like you make a little bit
better every time.
And full disclosure, like it's a lot of that is due to being a new father. Where it's do I have time for loads and loads of gameplay and dozens of hours of continuous storyline? No. I've got time for trying to slay the spire once, or a monster train run, a Hades run. The one I've been playing lately is Ball X Pit. It's like a brick breaker.
Mm-hmm.
It's super fun. Roguelike, those are great. Dead Cells. What other, like, there's so many. They're great. I love them.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Oh, that's different.
Yeah.
Citrus?
Ooh. On the back end, though.
Orange, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, yeah.
Picks up a bit.
Oh.
Yeah. So you're really into board games as well as computer games.
Yep.
What is your current go-to two-player game?
Probably Castles of Burgundy. That's a super fun game. Like, it's sort of like you're building out your little duchy and getting hex tiles and building them out. You're getting sheep and building buildings and castles and junk. Super good at 2. Plays in about an hour. Love that board game. If we're talking shorter time limit, Sea Salt and Paper is probably our go-to. But for my wife Ellen and I, small little card drafting game. Tons of fun.
Excellent.
Wow.
So, what game do you never think to pull out, but when you do wind up with it on the table, you look back and say, we should really play this one some more?
The one that needs more love.
The Kraken game.
Feed the Kraken. That's a good one. That's a very good game. I'm gonna go with Ready Set Bet. It's a game that simulates horse betting, and so it's this really fun, chaotic, real-time betting game where you can win big or lose big, and it's fun. It's chaotic. You gotta have the right group.
Yeah.
The other one that I would shout out there as a fun board game is Captain Sonar. It's an 8-player board game that simulates submarine combat, and it's also real
4v4 real time.
4v4 real time game, and it's you're all sitting across the table, 4 on one side, 4 on the other, and it's like real time Battleship.
Yeah.
And you're like trying to pilot the submarine and get the torpedoes ready and shoot, and somebody shoots a torpedo and the whole game pauses and you see if the other sub gets hit.
So if you had a day to teach someone who's never really tried board games, what games would come to the top of your list to try and teach them?
There's 2 types of games that come to mind. One is like sort of more of a party game. So like Codenames is a great one. You have like the grid of all the things and you're trying to get your team to guess them and not choose wrong. Essentially, Codenames is a great entry-level party game. The other game or type of game that stands out is sort of like lightweight, chuck dice and kill monsters type of game. So like Cthulhu Death May Die, Massive Darkness 2. I always lean towards Cthulhu because that's what I like in terms of flavor. But those types of games are not mechanically too difficult or too complicated, and I think it's pretty quick and easy to have a good time.
Nice. And last question in this section: how long is a quick game of Terraforming Mars?
Oh God! Oh no! The number of times that we'll just do a quick game of Terraforming Mars. Probably 3 hours. I love Terraforming Mars. There's no such thing as a quick game of Terraforming Mars. That's fun.
So
that's nice.
And some folks in the audience know, but you and I met each other in college marching band. What is the worst marching band song you've ever had to play? And what is the worst marching band song you've ever had to listen to?
The worst one to play? I don't think this is the real answer, but it's the one that popped into my mind.
That's fair.
Cheeseburger in Paradise.
Yeah, that one kind of didn't go anywhere.
Fuck that song.
Yeah.
That song was so... The one that came into my mind shortly after that, I actually kind of enjoyed playing it, but it was a bad arrangement. It was bad songs. Whip My Hair.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Those are the two that were like the worst to play. Or one time we heard a band tried to play an Eminem song. It was one of those Eminem songs that like starts off with a really edgy like guitar, like meh, 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 meh. And it was, are they trying to do Eminem? And it was as bad as you think it would be.
So when we played in the band, obviously we marching shows and stuff, but all the stands tunes, all of the other gigs outside of actually just being on the field, we usually kind of dance around and have some choreography while we're playing. So what was your favorite choreography? And what choreography was the most miserable whenever that song got called up?
Oh, I mean, this is where I get to bring up something about you that's embarrassing. Johnny Q doing like the jumps from side to side, super duper fun. And then there was one time during a post game show where we were doing it and like in sync, and it was super fun. We're all jazzed up because we won the football game, and you just ripped your pants right down the middle. And I did not finish that song
from nuts to butts there.
Yeah, I was just keeled over, just losing it. Oh my god! There he is in his full uniform, and just a big rip, and his underpants are right. God damn, it was so funny. That was my favorite choreography, and that was one of my favorite moments. Least favorite choreography. Oh, actually, I also liked Uprising. Uprising too, where you like. Yeah, super fun. Least favorite choreography? There was parts of Mambo I didn't like.
Mm-hmm.
Parts of Johnny's Mambo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, that builds it at the end.
These are all like the really
very tasty.
These are all the tasty citrusy hot sauces.
It's nice. It's quite enjoyable. And so you've been playing music for a long time, not just college, obviously. So back before college, you played a lot more jazz. What was your favorite jazz band song to play?
I really like Latin jazz. There's something about like playing Count Basie or Glenn Miller. Magic Flea. Magic Flea was one of the standout songs that I love playing. It was really fast. Caravan was always super fun to play. Every band plays it, but there's a reason.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. And
this one's building on me.
This one's building. Yeah, there's a little bit of tingle.
Yeah.
Caravan, Fiesta Bahia, but Latin jazz, like the chords that you solo over are so much fun. They're usually very technical. Latin jazz songs, so much fun.
So rolling back even further, of all the Whitman Middle School band kids, who owes Mr. Baldwin the biggest apology and why?
Oh no!
Watch the eyes there.
Yeah, I gotta watch the eyes. You're right. Oh yeah, that's a skeleton in my closet. I was not the most teachable student. that's a good way of
looking forward to fatherhood.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Me. I definitely owe Mr. Baldwin an apology. Yeah. Sorry, Mr. Baldwin. I know you're out there somewhere. I'm sorry.
This one,
I don't like this one.
I'm getting a lot of fennel. I don't know how to describe it. It's a lot of fennel.
Bring back the citrus ones.
No.
Oh.
It's definitely spicier. It's not more enjoyable.
It's so much less tasty.
Yeah. So, you recently become a father.
Oh boy.
What has been most surprising, most rewarding? What about this current stage we're in right now are you most looking forward to being in the past?
The most surprising, what is the most surprising thing? I think how naturally it comes if the drive is there. I was really bracing myself. This one's building.
Burns a bit, yeah.
It's
not.
not.
This one's not playing around.
It didn't taste good.
Yeah.
Oh, it didn't taste good, and it's building in the background.
Yep.
I was bracing parenthood to be a lot of a lot of really tough nights and a lot of exhaustion, which it is. If your baby's throwing a fit and you got to change them or they need to be comforted, it's pretty easy to summon up the willpower. So I think that one has kind of surprised me. The most rewarding thing, one was delivering the baby. Delivering Malcolm was a huge moment. It was very special. The real answer is probably watching him problem solve now, where it's like the first time he like, had his binky nearby and like saw it and was like, I want that, and like picked it up, manipulated it the right way, and like popped it into his mouth. It was like, what? Yeah. You're not supposed to. Yeah, you're not supposed to do that yet. What the hell? Like, so watching him problem solve in real time is very cool, and he's doing all sorts of new things. The thing I'm ready to be in the past.
Changing diapers.
Changing diapers is, that's up there. The stage of parenthood that I'm in, he's 7.5 months old, is the stages seem like they're passing too fast. So like his teeth are about to start coming in. Like we could see his bottom 2 teeth pushing up. And like it was kind of emotional today when we realized that. And we realized it today. And it's like, we're not ready for him to be out of the cute, just big gummy smile stage and have teeth. So there's not anything that comes to mind. The answer for that. If anything, it's like, it's amazing how quickly it passes.
So are you worried that Malcolm will inherit any traits from you that you would rather he did not?
No, bro.
He's gonna see this in the future.
Oh shit, that's such a good question, and I hate that I have an answer for that, and my wife has an answer for that, and it's biting me else.
Wow.
I'm trying to like hide.
I definitely don't also do that.
I'm an avid nail biter. It's bad. I am very intentionally not trying to do it in front of him because it is a shitty habit. Yeah.
So when you were a toddler, your father kept a journal.
What
were some of the most memorable stories from that? And is this something you'd consider for the young gentleman you have?
Oh man, he did keep a journal. I'm trying to remember some of the entries. I haven't read them in a while. There were some funny things.
I heard there was something about a marble.
Oh, yeah, that one comes to mind. I believe the entry was, today Morgan put a marble in his butt. And when you're a kid and you're figuring stuff out, and you got toys and a lot of toys, put the peg in the hole, put the ball in the hoop, and you put the marble in your butt. You got to see what happens. And it's all fine. Came out, but yeah, that was, I was exploring and learning about the world. Yeah. Do I want to keep a log for Malcolm? Yes. Do I want to keep that type of? I don't know.
So in 30 years, when Malcolm is sitting across the table, someone can say the same thing to him.
Yeah. Okay. You frame it that way.
Yeah.
You frame it that way.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, now, yeah. They could work on the taste.
Oh, I know. I don't have to eat 2 bites, and I did.
So, you and I and many friends like to go on backpacking trips annually. Backpacking is often a balance between challenge and payoff. What are some of your most memorable trips, either because of the challenge or because of the payoff? Ooh, that one really kicks.
That's noticeably worse. Oh, I'm gonna get milk. I'm not answering the question yet. Nope.
All right, we have our scene for the.
No, it's so hard to talk. They get hotter. Bro,
Our studio audience is enjoying themselves.
I can't touch my eyes. Yeah. Oh. I have answers. I can't say them. Okay, the big answer is the West Coast Trail. 2.5 years ago, I hiked the West Coast Trail with my buddy Joel. and it was so rewarding.
Will you say you were proud
When I take the
of
second bite,
your performance on the West Coast Trail?
yeah,
What about day one?
no. I thought you were asking the average overall. Yeah, day one was bad. Okay. So the West Coast Trail's in Canada. It's on Vancouver Island. It's beautiful. It's hard. Rugged coastline. And yeah, day one was a struggle, you know? I spent the whole previous day in the car driving up there. You're tight. Your bag's the heaviest it's going to be. And we hiked it. You know, if you think of the West Coast Trail, one end is very flat and the other end is very not. We started the very not flat end. So it was not good. Joel, who I hiked it with, was very worried about me because I was slow and struggling. And when we got to our campsite, my dumb ass, I take my pack off and I go, oh, I want to go dip my toes in the ocean. Yeah, cut my foot.
Oh.
I had aqua socks too. Like I had the smart thing to put on to not cut my feet, and I didn't do it. But the whole trip, like, it was fine from there.
Yeah.
There were a couple hard days of hiking. I should mention we met up with a friend who we didn't meet. Like, we met her on the trail. Her name was Veronica, and she was from Germany, and she was planning on hiking the trail alone. And the shuttle driver who drove us to the trailhead was like, hey, this girl's hiking alone. I was kind of scared. Like, maybe you guys should hike with her. And we hiked the whole damn thing with her. It was very cool. Yeah, very rewarding.
Very cool. So, when sometimes on these trips, you want to bring more stuff than you really want to carry.
Uh-huh.
And so sometimes it's useful to leave stuff in the car at the trail.
Yeah.
When you're going to get the stuff from the car, what is important to remember?
Oh, God. Okay, yeah, that's a leading question. Fine, I'll tell the story. Fuck. Let me just give me water, bro. The answer is the keys.
Oh, the keys. The keys are the what specifically?
So what
The car
is-
with all the food in it.
Yeah, so what he's referencing is 2014?
Yeah.
2014, I think. We were hiking out to the coast. Mason, our host, was joining us late and was coming the next day. So, since he'd never been out there, I was going to hike the 5 or 6 miles to our trail, or to our camp, set up there, spend the night. And then the next day when Mason was coming out, I would hike the 5 or 6 miles back, meet him at the parking lot, and then we would hike to our campsite. With all of that in mind, we said, hey, we're a bunch of college kids. Let's pack our backpacks full of beer, and we'll leave the second night's dinner in the car, because I'm hiking back out to it anyways. So the day where Mason's going to show up at the beach rolls on, and we wake up in the morning, my buddy Owen and I, and we grabbed some things for the trailhead to make our hike more enjoyable. But one of those things that we didn't grab was the car keys. And so we hiked 5 or 6 miles to the car, had a grand jolly time. And then we got to the car and then realized that we didn't have the car keys. So I could look through the window of my car at our mac and cheese that we could not eat. Mason was also a little late driving out there.
You better believe it.
And so those things stacked on top of each other, about a 3-hour delay. And then when it was a 3-hour delay from when you met us at the trailhead. After which it was like, oh, by the way, you know that road you just drove down to get to this parking lot? Yeah, we got to drive all the way back. We got to get some dinner because I'm not about to break the window of my car. We made it back to camp and made dinner, but I think everything was about 6 hours late by that point. And I fell in the river. We camped next to it. It was bad, dude. We camped next to this river. Everything on the coast, if you do coastal backpacking and all, everything is dependent on the tides. And if you're late by 6 hours and you had timed it to cross at low tide, you're crossing at high tide. And we're trying to find a good place to ford back to get to our campsite. And yeah, I slipped on the embankment, fell into the river. It was a hard night. And the keys is the answer. There's the sucker punch.
One of my favorite moments in the regular Hot Ones show.
Uh-huh.
Because explain that photo.
No.
So you'll have to do some editing after the fact.
Okay. I'll start with what happened. What happened was we got back from high school band camp, and I spent a decent part of a day going around Ballard having adventures with my buddies who documented it. And I was in a banana suit. And I was just advising people on the importance of eating potassium. That's not a nice hot sauce either. The real context behind it, I was going through a bad breakup at the time. Yeah, it was not pretty. This was my stupid teenage way of coping and making it through it. It was a wild day. Yeah, fun time though. It was peak high school, but yeah.
So now, explain that photo.
Okay, yeah. That's straightforward. That's me being Russell from Up as a wilderness explorer. Yeah. I mean, we in our rookie year of Husky Marching Band for Halloween, we did Up, and so I was Russell naturally, and then you were Carl. What's his name? Mr.
Fredrickson.
Mr. Fredrickson. Yeah. And then everyone else did balloons. We had a house. What else you got?
Explain that photo.
Oh wow! What? Okay, I didn't. Okay, that's a good one. So that is a Bob Ross style photo of. Oh my God! I need soy milk. That's not what the photo is of.
This one's like
I didn't know Bob Ross specialized in swim.
It's literally
it sticks around.
It just won't die. Okay, yeah, I got really into Bob Ross painting in college. So that was one I did of a snowy scene. Pretty sure I sold that one to Lizzie. Yeah, I sold that one to her for $25. And yeah, I just got into a phase of doing oil paintings. You know, you watch a couple Bob Ross videos, and he really makes you feel like you can do it, and that it's achievable. It honestly is. I'm pretty happy with how that painting turned out. I haven't seen it in a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was Bob Ross college painting kind of phase for me.
Okay, last but not least, explain that photo.
Okay, fine. Yeah, okay. This is way better than it could have been. Yeah. Some of those skeletons can be laid to rest. Great. So that's from Husky Marching Band. You see everybody dressed in matching purple outfits. And that was returning back from an Apple Cup. One of the buses had a blowout, and we pulled over on some forestry road or something so that they could get the buses serviced. And naturally, if you have a couple buses full of band kids pull over in the snow waiting for a couple hours, people are going to have a snowball fight. So that's all of us having a snowball fight. The fun story behind this is that the director of the whole band, Brad, was there, Brad McDavid, and attempted to hit me with a block of ice. It was probably like this big.
Man, he was lumbering.
He was coming at me, and he had this like look of a little kid and just kind of dropped it with style towards me. And I'm glad it didn't hit me because it was big. He was happy about it, but terrifying. Okay,
I'm gonna do a little dab.
If we do the Hot Ones challenge and I don't do the last dab, I'm
holding it over you.
I'll do a little bit. If you
dab.
You dressed them well, but I've got to do the last dab because before we do this, I ain't going out like no bitch, like no DJ Colin.
Cheers, gentlemen.
Cheers, gentlemen.
Cheers.
We're gonna eat it quick.
So,
No.
last but not least, what happened outside of Groveland, California?
What?
Outside near Yosemite. You're on a drive.
Oh!
Watch your eyes.
Yeah, I gotta watch my head. Mmm. I can answer this. That is so unpleasant. That was nope, hold on. And then I'll tell you about ghosts. Nope, not doing it yet. No, that's really bad. It just stays.
My lips are just burning.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, I have to set the stage to tell this story correctly. My wife and I have spent the day in Yosemite National Park exploring nature and enjoying the scenes. We went on a little hike. We came out we came out the south side of the park, and to get back to where we were kind of staying on like the northwest side. We had to drive all the way around. And so during this drive, like, you know, we're listening to music, we're talking, we're having a good time. And we go through this town. And I guess was it Groveland? I'm assuming that's what. I'm sure this was Groveland.
Who could say?
And we were going through Groveland, and both of us at the same time just kind of felt a chill and stopped. Like, yeah, we're just like chatting in the car, listening to music, and we both were kind of like, what the fuck? And it was like this old style. No, it was like a junction in the road type of town. And there was this old style, giant 2-story motel looking thing that was like kind of a saloon that had, you know, like a big outdoor like deck, like a big outdoor wooden covered deck. And the whole thing fell off. And I can't talk anyone that like
It fell off.
it felt off.
Oh.
And I'm not really somebody that believes in the supernatural, in spirits, in ghosts. But that's the experience of my life that has challenged that the most. And like we drove past this building and the whole town was kind of odd, and like without even talking about it, Helen and I just kind of looked at each other. We cannot stay in this town. We got to just keep on fucking going. This was like a, you know, speed up a little bit and lock the doors kind of moment. And the whole rest of the drive home, which was like an hour back to our Airbnb, it just felt spooky. Just felt way spookier than it needed to be, and it was unsettling. Not pleasant. Yeah. I'll pull up some images on that place. It was fucking creepy. And then we looked it up after the fact, and there were other people that had that experience driving through that town. And I was like, yeah, something's off here. I don't know if it's a fucking like a Native American burial site or something, or, you know, ley lines or whatever, but that place was off.
Yeah.
I would not stay in that hotel for money.
Look at you, Lynxstorm52, taking on the wings of death, living to tell the tale. There's nothing left to do but roll out the red carpet for you. We got this camera, we got this camera, we got this camera again. Let the people know what you got going on in your life.
I'm a very, very small Twitch streamer. I think I have like 300 followers or some shit. What do I got going on? Working full time and being a parent. That's what I got. That's what I've got going full time. I am not appearing in any movies.
You have no records coming out.
I have no records coming out, no shows, no things to promote other than if you watch this video on my YouTube channel, there are going to be other videos that are coming from this fundraising event and other incentives that viewers have chosen, such as a spa day for my cat Chana and recreating a portion of a Taylor Swift music video. Those are coming. But
how might people get to choose those in the future?
Oh God, yeah. I mean, I'd like to continue streaming. That's the plan. It is so much more of a challenge with a new baby. To just be like, hey, wife, you're gonna just take on everything involved with childcare for the next 4 hours. But that's the goal, is to like still do some targeted fundraising events next year. If you like what you see, there's gonna be more stuff like this in the future, but hopefully not this bad. Dude,
it hurts a bit.
Oh, I knew it was gonna be bad. The fuck. Okay, that's what I got going on.
The ice cream really helps.
The ice cream, yeah.
Really
Was it
helps.
Sean Evans suggest that?
Sean Evans, yeah.
What a guy.
What a guy. Well, thank you, Lynxstorm.
Thank you.
Thank you, Squeezka.
Thank you.
Thank you, my lovely wife, Shadow Facts. I'm gonna go cry.
Yeah. Okay, thanks. Bye, everybody. Oh.
We did it, boys.
Yeah,
Fuck.
really.